of this building for $18.5 million. That is the fifth most expensive home sale here in Chicago's history. It's really just pocket change to me. If you look at the tallest tower here, almost all the way at the top of the tallest tower, you'll see two floors that look a lot wider and a lot more open than the rest of the floors. That's the 83rd and 84th floor of the St. Regis Tower, and they're what we call blow-through floors. Architects and engineers have to come up with really creative ways to offset the movement of their buildings in high winds. When you're building super tall, you gotta take into account that the wind will actually push your building in any which direction. This movement of the building in high winds is also what is referred to as drift. Today we're gonna talk about 3 of the ways that architects and engineers offset the drift of their buildings in high winds. The first way we'll talk about, of course, are these blow-through floors. The idea of the blow-through floors is instead of the wind hitting the back of the building and pushing it in one direction, it blows straight through the 83rd and 84th floor of the St. Regis Tower. St. Regis Tower 20, my favorite fact about this building is that there are actually no curves on the exterior of this building. It's made completely using straight lines, but there are these 4-inch incremental setbacks that go up the entire length of the building that give the illusion of curves away. It's pretty incredible. All right, speaking of Studio Gang, we're going to talk about another one of their projects coming up here on the left-hand side. It's kind of in the back row. We'll get a better view of it as we pull forward here. In the back row, it has these white curving balconies on the front. These white curving balconies make it look as though there's a wave of water cascading down the side of the building. This building is aptly named Aqua Tower, completed in 2010, designed by Studio Gang. And it's a great example of why Studio Gang is so well known for the idealistic community building they do in all their projects. You see, each one of those balconies is actually geometrically unique. No two are the same. This helps chop the wind up, making a more desirable temperature inside, but also those balconies are strategically placed so that I can step out onto my balcony in Aqua Tower, see my upstairs neighbor on their balcony, my downstairs neighbor on their balcony. So that's how Studio Gang likes to bring communities together in all their projects. Aqua Tower 2010 by Studio Gang. All right, head under the Columbus Drive Bridge. We're going to be going under a lot of bridges today. The downtown area of Chicago, so I'm going to do about 37 of them. And they're designed in a style called Trunnion bascule. Bascule is French for seesaw. They work on a weight and counterweight system.
Oh. Celia. Ay, contesta. Es que yo conozco una Celia.
All right, next up we're going to talk about a pretty iconic building here in Chicago. Coming up to the right-hand side, it's a white building, clock tower up on top, white building with a clock tower up on top. That is the Wrigley Building, commissioned by the same family behind the chewing gum fortune and the stadium the Chicago Cubs play in. The Wrigley Building was originally constructed to be the Wrigley Candy Company's headquarters. It was completed in 2 fell swoops. The structure on the left-hand side here with the clock tower up on top, completed in 1921. The building to the right of that, connected by a bridge in the middle there, was completed in 1924. The Wrigley Building is designed in a style architecture called Spanish Revivalist style. Revivalist style architecture harkens back to ancient cultures or eras. They were looking for new ways to construct architecture. Here in Chicago, after the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, they were building big, but they weren't really building safe. So they looked at European architectural textbooks, which featured classic works of European architecture, and they kind of copy and pasted them right here into our city. So that's European Revivalist. This is Spanish Revivalist, an offshoot of that. The Wrigley Building's also surfaced in over 250,000 glazed terracotta tiles, so fragile they have to be hand washed once a year. They start dark at the bottom, get lighter as you go towards the top to guide your eye towards that clock tower. That is the Wrigley Building, one of 4 buildings featured in the Chicago Architecture Lego set. I guess it's a pretty big deal. All right. Right now we're headed towards the DuSable Bridge, named after the founder of our city, a man by the name of Jean-Baptiste Juan DuSable, a Haitian immigrant who came to Chicago via New Orleans. He set up a trading post right here alongside the Chicago River. Because he's the first non-native settler of our city, we consider him the father of our beautiful city of Chicago, and that is Jean-Baptiste Juan DuSable. He's known to trade with everyone in the area. That's why his trading post was so successful. He traded with the other Native Americans in the area, as well as other settlers and traders that came through as well. He later married a Native American woman, a woman in the Potawatomi tribe, and they moved away from Chicago towards the cross under Michigan Avenue here. It's one of the main avenues for shopping here in Chicago, called the Magma.
Ah, no, pues entonces a ver para dónde nos vamos.
All right, as we come off from under the DuSable Bridge, we're going to see the second tallest structure on the Chicago skyline. Second tallest structure on the Chicago skyline is the Trump International Hotel and Tower. It's designed in a style called contextualism. Contextualism.